Hello everybody, welcome back to our very first episode on our next 20 episodes, if that makes sense, because every episode's our first episode in our next 20. But today is a very important one, because it's the first 20 episodes that we're going to be working on this area around here. So we've got this pond, we've got all of this sort of stuff, which we're going to be changing around, and then we're also going to be changing around this area here. Pretty much everything here is including that, actually, and a few other bits and pieces. So if you guys haven't seen our world tour, where we kind of go over some stuff that I'm thinking of, some stuff that we did as well, check out last episode, episode 140. You should see it probably, if you want to get some sort of a background as to what is going to be happening here. But if not, don't worry. We're going to be doing stuff anyway, and that's fine. So this house we did build, so ignore this. This isn't going to be... We're not messing with that today. What I do want to get done today, though, is I want to do just a few little bits and pieces of planning, and then I want to build some stuff. So actually, these aren't planning blocks. We'll get some bone blocks. They're good for planning. We've got a bunch of them, and they stick out. Let's just get a few. All right. So first of all, let's walk from this side here and get a little bit of a perspective from the back. So this, I am thinking, will probably be a path that goes around this way. And with a little bit of a thing pulling through, like an alleyway or something along those lines going there. I feel like this path should probably be a back path that goes around there. So we're going to make that the main path with a little bit of a break off here. Just for some sort of a bit of clarity as to what we are doing here. Now, let's go to the front, which is where we're actually going to be working today. And we'll do a bit of planning here. So I have said that I want to keep this this pond in here. I'm in two minds about it right now, though, but I feel like we probably will be removing it. I know I really like having a pond idea. We probably will make our own pond, but I'm thinking we'll probably be building something on here. So the idea is that I want to have a giant okay. I want to have a giant tower on this side. Not massive, actually. A giant's probably not the word to use. But a tower a little bit bigger than that one over there, a bit higher than that. And we'll probably end up putting it just to this side over here. Just around there. And the idea of that is that I want a watchtower out into this way. And aside from being just a cool watchtower that has some functionality protecting the village, it also gives us the ability to have a nice look over this area here. Because having these like taller spots where you can see different things from, get different perspectives, I think that's pretty cool. And the other thing is, look at that. That's our first ever, well, our first base, I guess, in this world. And I think that will be kind of cool to just have something over here, and we can see our base through that there if we look from the front here. So how about we make some plans? I've also got a bunch of suggestions from you guys, which I absolutely love getting suggestions from you guys, because there's always something that I have not considered or I haven't thought about. And sometimes there are things that I've considered or I have thought about, and that's cool as well. It's nice to see that people think the same way about certain things. So we'll probably go, just to plan out our tower, we'll probably take up, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably take up, that's a bit too much. Maybe there. See how that goes? This is just planning spots, guys. Don't think too much about what I'm doing here, besides like the fact that it's just occupying land so that we can hold it for later. Occupying land probably wasn't the best way of saying. Yeah. So let's go on to the next thing which I wanted to build. I said I wanted to build something in here. So I'm still in. Yeah. Let's just think about these paths quickly. So we'll be walking into here. This will have the path going down here. We can probably put something in around this way. Possibly, I don't want this to be a house. So we'll possibly have some sort of a village toll or something along those lines. Maybe just an officer in here, like an officer's house, getting into the village. So, you know, as you come in here, you're like, yo, what's going on? This guy's going to be here to deal with that. Then we'll also have, obviously, this tree will be here. We'll have something in here just to make a bit of weird stuff. Now, I know you're thinking, Jansey, you're building very weird shapes here, and that's almost the point. We want to use this area, and this is something I've been thinking of, because this kind of sparked something. Despite the fact that a lot of you guys thought it was very weird, building a little bit differently, odd-shaped, I think it's important for us to improve on building in different shapes that we're not too comfortable with. So, getting things a little bit different, a little bit oddly shaped, a little bit stranger, I guess, will be a bit more fun for us in the future. And aside from that, it'll give us skills that we don't have right now. So, we've got odd shape over there, and I'm not too sure what we got for that. Let me know what you think. And odd shape over here, probably somewhere as well. We could always get rid of the tree. I don't want to, but you never know. We might have to. So that's what I'm thinking of. Just a slight bit of planning of things for the future so we can get our whereabouts. For today, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking we are going to be going onto that little, like, toll booth thing that we've got over there. So we're going to get... Oh, no, we don't have many building blocks today. Yeah, but we'll get them out and we'll start planning this out. That's terrible. We don't have any oak at all. I'm probably going to have to go and AFK there for a bit before we can finish this episode. Well, finish this build. Let's get over here. There. And we'll remove those there as well. Cool. Alright. So, this area, which we've just planned out, which we're destroying already, we want to get this thing kind of fitted in here. So, we can even go up to here as well. What's that? 1, 2, 3. And there. So it's a 5x5 if you think about it, because I'm doing this at an angle here. And we'll probably just adjust this path accordingly. And then what we can do is we can probably... I'm just trying to think a little bit ahead, because we'll have this going down here as well. So we can't take up too much of that. So we could probably just do 5x5x5. And then here... I guess we could go 5 again, but that just seems a bit too small. Although that could actually be alright. So let's give this a go. 5x5x5x5. So in other words, we want to build odd shapes, but we're going to try and work out how we can fit them in using rules that we kind of have set up for ourselves, which is building in good numbers. Odd numbers like 5 and 7 and 9 and things like that, which actually work quite well for building. So what I'll do, guys, is I think I will get a little bit of this sorted out. I don't want this to be a tall building. It's going nighttime. We need wood, so I'll go grab some wood. I'll be back, and I'll probably have a little bit of a thing going on here. And I'm thinking just a one-story building. Nothing too crazy. Something just to get us started off with this thing. We might have to actually make it a bit bigger, though. Alright, guys, so I've been messing around with a few things here. I'm not too sure how they actually are turning out. But there's some stuff that's happening that I'll explain to you what is happening. Now, inside here, we've obviously got our room for this little box. And what I would... to kind of give you an idea of what I think of this area, I think that this is as I say, a toll booth. It's a toll booth. It's here so that as people come in, they either pay their toll or, I don't know, maybe a customs box. I'm thinking something along those lines here. It's a little bit fuzzy, but it's important. And what we have in this thing here is we've got a spot where our villager will be sitting. Hopefully in the future we'll have a villager in here once we can mob-proof our base. That's a future thing. Future thing for future me. And we will get it onto that at some stage. Now, I've been trying to work out how I can get this to work out all right over here. I just can't seem to find anything that really, really works. Because, of course, we originally had a pillar going up there. It's way too much. We'll get rid of that there now, quick. So, building with these awkward angles is somewhat more difficult than what I had thought. I thought about putting in some of these even just over here to support it, but that didn't work. So I have to think about this. This is fun. This is what we wanted to do. This is the challenge of building at this odd shape. What I think maybe... by the way, I'm happy with this one though. I'm happy with this shape here. The odd wall. Where's that? There it is. Alright. So that is good. This over here, I am happy with a flat kind of square wall because that will work out for us in the future. Not really concerned about that, but I'm concerned about this front piece. Just how it's tying in together. I'm gonna have to sleep soon, but that's gonna be an interesting one. So, without that, what I think I'll do is I'll start getting going on this floor. I'm happy with the weird shape, as I say. I'll get going on the roof, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'm not really too sure, because, as I say, this is something that I am learning. I'm not very confident in doing it, and if I had to recommend anyone when they're building, I would say, think about your roof when you start. And that's something I have been trying to do, but when I do something like this is something I am definitely not doing, which is the struggle. Oh, wait, yeah, there's a zombie villager hidden under the floor. Okay, ooh, I was a bit confused there. So, let's get out those, maybe a bit of those. I guess we've been elected to use the, well, we've elected to use oak without even getting the choice, I guess. So, let's do that out there, there, and we'll get going on this roof. Now, maybe this will give us some sort of an insight of how we would want this. Do we want that to be like that? Yes, I think that will actually work. We can maybe put in... Let's just try this out. We didn't have any slabs on us, and I can use those. For a, one of these. Can we make... Let's just make some basic slabs. We'll just do that, just so we can mess around. This isn't the color we're using. We're just using this as a plan. If we did something with probably actually spruce in there and in there, that will work. In fact, I somewhat even like what I've just come up with without even thinking about it. Tell me what you think. I think we've just mistakenly got a really awesome looking thing from planning. I don't know. I'm pretty happy. Let's leave this here and let it sink in for a bit. I'm going to use spruce as the roof because I can't use that with other stuff, but I think adding this detailing around the outside will probably be a good idea. I'm thinking. Just to get that shape right. That's actually a good mistake. Again, we get lucky with our mistakes. I feel like that was actually... I'm very happy. Very, very happy with that. Okay, let's get going on this side here. We will obviously add some detailing. Get in there. Alright. Yeah, we'll obviously add some detailing to this. I'll have to see how the roof goes. We're probably, actually, now thinking of it, let's just take this one step further with this roof that I'm about to do. How about we bulge the roof out a bit and see how that goes? So, when I talk about bulging it out, maybe we'll jump in here, get that there. Do a few more of those. We'll do something along these lines here just to create some supports. Like there. And there. There. Just, you get what I mean, just around the place. And not in that direction, obviously, but just around here to get a little bit of a bump out on this roof so that we can start going from a different side, like a different width. And we'll have to work out that piece there and this piece here, which is... Oh, this is gonna be Struggle Street right here. But it's worth it, I think. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I know this is a very different build to what the city looks like. I'm going to try and get this roof to kind of merge together with the city roofs. We'll see if we can get that right. If not, you'll know right about now. Yes, we sure did, I guess, get this right. Look at it. It kind of does tie in with a bit of the basey stuff here. And you'll notice that quite a bit of stuff has actually happened in between the past time and this time here. And I was just kind of... I got a bit carried away. One little piece of this didn't get recorded as well, because that is just the theme of the month. But that's alright. We are having a good time anyway. What I've decided to do was merge this in over here, just to get this to work a bit. And I thought what could be kind of cool is just to build a bit of a rock a natural bit of rock in here, and I thought that could be somewhat interesting. I was checking out blocks that I could potentially use. Obviously, we know that cobblestone and andesite work fantastically together. Look at that. Just kind of fixing together. We could also use a bit of stone, but I felt like that was a bit too plain. The other thing which you can see in there is some of that chiseled stone brick. That's in there, which works very well with the cobblestone. And I thought that having the top piece would be alright, because it doesn't have too many straight lines when you're trying to create something a bit more natural looking. And I thought that looked worked pretty well. You know what I mean? Just to create a bit of variance in there. I've also done a bit of planning in here. I've just put a light in, and that's when I realized that I did not actually record what I was doing. And we've got some shelves in ready for some stuff. I'm planning on putting in a clock around there, because clocks are always important to this guy, who's going to probably knock off at some stage when we eventually do put a villager in over there. But remember, guys, the villager, that's something that we do want to do in the future, but it's not something we're going to do right now. And the reason for that is we've obviously got some villagers down there. I'm not even sure if they're still alive, because there's a bit of a problem with zombies in this place. So once we've got this whole area zombie-proofed, we can think about our villagers. For now, we're not thinking about our villagers. So we'll put in a few of these, put in a few of the oak. Do we have any oak on us there? There's some oak right there. Good. So this will be some of the more slighter, slightly more delicate touches. You know what I mean? Just getting a bit of bushes around the place. Just something along these lines here. I feel like we definitely need some over there, around there, and we'll see how this goes like that. Yeah, just small bits and pieces. And I'm thinking we're probably just going to end up doing this, because as soon as we start decorating this area, everything's going to fall around it. Yes, that is compressed ice. That's why we kind of slide. Look at that. Stop. Slide. The whole point of that was we wanted to have speed paths. If you guys aren't too familiar with these, because this I would have done quite some time ago. Put these speed paths in. We can actually get rid of that and put that in there. Good. Yeah, so it was quite a while. Probably early episodes. Episode 40 or something along those lines where we did it. And I thought it was something that worked quite well. And so we'll get rid of that one there. That one there. Or one there. There we go. But yeah, that allows us to run a bit faster. So look at this. Run and jump like this. You see how we're running, jumping? And watch as soon as we hit the... It's not really too much now, I guess. But it's faster. Trust me, it's faster. I tested it out. It's faster, for sure. But I wouldn't be doing them again. Take it that way. So we'll do that there. No. Not a fan. Alright. So that's actually alright. I think this will work out quite well. So our first building for this area, I'm very, very happy with that. Now, the only things that I can think of adding is a clock around there somewhere. Maybe a bit of a countertop over here. And over here I was thinking of doing one as well, but I wasn't too sure how that would work, so maybe we can give it a go. Something like that. Yeah, so I guess actually that wouldn't be a bad idea if we have the villagers sitting back here. Because if we have the villagers sitting back there, any zombie that would potentially come in here would not hit the villager. So that is actually a good idea. Do that. We've got this little nook, little nook to put stuff in there. It'll work out quite well. So what I want to do now quickly is get the clock, and I will be happy to say that we've somewhat decorated that. Not to all of its potential, but we've got some decoration in which we can leave so we can move on to another piece and then come back to it at a later stage. But not that it's too forgotten. Keep quiet, zombie. Do we have gold? We should have in the ender chest. There we go. That and that. We'll get out of there, because that noise will drive me crazy. Oh, and we need item frames. Hopefully we have empty item frames here. We can just use one of these. We don't need them. And we'll throw out those. Good. So let's quickly finish this house off. Or, well, this, we'll call it a customs office. I think it's a customs office. Let's stick with that. I'm happy to stick with it. I was thinking toll, but toll seems a bit pointless. We don't want a toll booth here. Of course, there's going to be... Yeah. Wait for the creeper. There's going to be a creeper. Yeah, there's always a creeper. So we'll do that there. Let's quickly make our clock. Like so. And put that out there. Bam. Bam. Complete. Right, so we want to put things on the shelves. We will do that. But overall, this has been successful. Get on my face, spider, please. There we go. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this, guys. Obviously, we have to do some lighting stuff here at night to make sure that we get this looking good from the outside. But I'm impressed with the way it came out, regardless of what happened. Alright, guys, so not all of that Ed bit just recorded, which is where I just double-checked and I left off. We're getting swarmed by a few zombies around here, but that's alright. We seem to be doing alright. Oh, he's got a sword. Alright, yeah, well... What I was going to say, guys, let me know what you think about us trying out this different way of building things, doing things with a bit more of a challenge to it, where we end up having something that we're not comfortable building, doing something that overall is a bit stupid, but it will hopefully come together in the end. Like, what just hit me? Maybe it was like thorns on that armor. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, let me know what you think about this. Let me know about this particular build and builds in the future that you want to see on this little area that we're going to be starting around here. I'm pretty happy with this as a start, though. I'm very, very happy with it. It's got a lot of little bits and pieces which I really like. So yeah, let me know about that, guys, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.